So what are bearings? Notice that each direction is explicitly called a name. North, southwest, east, for example. These are specific directions. Northeast is exactly in between north and east. However, there are infinitely more directions all between north and northeast. And it's impractical to give names of every single direction. So we have a more systematic way of telling directions, and those are called bearings. Now, I want you to think of a circle. How many degrees are in a circle? Well, there are 360 degrees in a circle. So if we start up here, it starts at 1, 2, 3, all the way to 90, all the way to 180, and all the way to 360. Now, I couldn't find a GIF that went all the way to 360 without going into the negative numbers, but if you imagine after 180 it would go to like 181, 182, all the way around. Anyway, these are degrees. It's like you're dividing a circle into 360 equal pieces of pie. Okay, so we call north 0 degrees. So by convention, we're just going to say this is 0 degrees, and we're going to go clockwise in a circle. So think about a right angle. A right angle is 1/4 of a circle, which means there are 4 right angles in a circle. So if a circle is 360 degrees, divide that by 4 and you get 90. So north, the bearing for north is 0 degrees, the bearing for east is 90 degrees. And likewise, south is 180 degrees. If you heard about a 180, that's like you turned around. You call it 180 because that's half of 360, which is a full circle. So to recap, from north to east is 90 degrees. From east to south is another 90 degree angle. From south to west is another 90 degree angle. So 180 plus 90 is 270. And now another 90 degree angle from west to north brings you up to 360. So north is the only direction that has 2 bearings. It could be 0 degrees or 360 degrees, which is the same exact point on the circle. Okay, if northeast is exactly in between north and east, it makes sense that the bearing of northeast is half of 90. So that's 45 degrees. What about southeast? Well, from north to northeast is 45. From northeast to east, you add another 45. 45 plus 45 is 90. And then from east to southeast is another 45 degrees. So take 90 plus 45, which is 135. Another thing that you could look at is a right angle. Between the ordinal directions are right angles. So from northeast to southeast is another 90 degrees. So if you take 45 and you add 90, that gives you 135. And likewise from southeast to southwest, that's a 90 degree angle. So 135 plus 90 is 225. Also, from 90 to 135 is 45 degrees. From southeast to south is another 45 degrees. From south to southwest is 45 degrees. So 180 plus 45 is 225. So there's a couple of different ways to arrive at these bearing numbers. From southwest to west is 45 degrees. So 225 plus 45 is 270. Plus another 45 degrees for northwest is 315. Plus another 45 is 360. So these are the bearings. So instead of saying northwest, you would say find a bearing of 315 degrees. All right, and these are well defined. Northeast by definition is 45 degrees. If you're going 46 degrees, that's not northeast anymore. If you're going 47 or 48 degrees, that's also not 45 degrees and therefore not northeast either. And this makes things a bit more practical because now you could say, I want to go in a bearing of 22 degrees or 218 degrees, for example.